Hello to those that have joined us here today. My name is Amy and I am from the University of Canberra and I am located in Canberra, the city itself. So today we'll be going through why to study at the University of Canberra, but also why Canberra as a study destination and what it has to offer you whilst you're studying with us and what opportunities can arise for you to help you reach your end goal. So I'll be going through a few videos along the way. So do let us know perhaps in the chat box if you can't hear it or it's having some buffering issues. I do apologize if you do have some issues through that. But yeah, just let us know. So I will kick off our presentation. So this one's going to be a video first, just to help you introduce you to UC and a little bit about what we're about.
We see you. We see you for who you are, where you come from, and where you're going. We see you for what you want to discover, how you want to live, and what you want to experience. The joy you find in the familiar, and the excitement of discovering something new. We see you and everything that inspires you, your hopes, your dreams, your drive, your freedom, and your passion. We see you making a living, making a life in a place overflowing with opportunities that's safe, affordable, in a city you'll love to call home. We see you succeed. Do you?
Okay, so that is a nice little video about what UC is about to help introduce us. So the University of Canberra, we are known as the nation's capital university. So we're really from educating the future workforce today and really working on challenging the research area, but also Canberra, the capital region, is typically the heart of everything that we do, both from the education and the industry perspective. So where is Canberra? So some of you may not be aware where Canberra is. You might have a misconception about what the capital city is of Australia. So it is Canberra, and we are located about 3 hours away from Sydney and about maybe 6.5 hours away from Melbourne. So we're really situated between two larger cities, being Sydney and Melbourne. We're about an hour and a half more from the south coast, which is where we all sort of congregate in the summer, and also 2 hours from the Alpine region. So that's the mountains, so that's where it can typically snow within the winter. Canberra does experience 4 seasons. So unlike, I guess, the dry and the wet season that you would experience at home for you, we have the 4 seasons. So we do have summer, winter, autumn, and spring. And in summertime, it gets around about 33 degrees on average, but it can get a bit hotter. It is more of a dry weather or a drier heat rather than a tropical type of climate. And then in the winter time, it does get quite cold. Not to say that we're afraid of the cold. It's actually a beautiful time of year when we do experience some snow on our mountains, which allows you to go skiing or snowboarding or just sort of experiencing snow perhaps for the first time. But also definitely bring a winter coat so you can keep warm. But there's lots of things to Canberra to explore. So Canberra is a city where careers thrive. So as I mentioned before, students typically come or people come to Canberra either for career purposes or for education. So Canberra has a future job market which has rising opportunities. So we do have rising employment opportunities. Now I understand obviously we're going through a bit of a pandemic at the moment, which can affect how many job opportunities there are, economy, but how Canberra has actually come through with this is jobs are opening up more so. We're probably one of the only cities in Australia that has recovered quite well during this time. So that means more job opportunities are coming. In a typical stand where we're not going through a pandemic, we do have an abundance of employment opportunities. Better pay. So Canberrans have the highest disposable income in Australia. And I will go through a few more details as to why that is. But it is typically based off perhaps graduate employment rate, more private and public businesses. So we are known to be the home of the government within Canberra because, yes, we do have the Parliament House and we have, say, politicians and things sitting for government. But we also have an abundance of private, small and large businesses within Canberra in a range of industry areas. And this sort of brings out more job opportunities. So there's more demand for jobs, higher paying rates, incomes, but also the standard of living is a little bit different in comparison to other cities. So we're a lower density populated city in comparison to areas such as Sydney and Melbourne. So lower density, more sustainability, more progression within a city. So that also means that the income rises and also rises with the amount of job opportunity. It also connects with our growing economy. So we do have one of the fastest growing economies within Australia for those reasons that I just mentioned. We also have a fantastic opportunity, which has been helped by the government. So within Canberra, we are listed as a regional city. So you have the opportunity to gain up to a 3-year post-study working permit when you complete a degree with UC, whether that be a bachelor's or a master's degree. Not all cities has this opportunity. I think there's only 4 other additional cities in Australia. So definitely worth considering that when you're selecting Canberra as a study destination. And again, lowest unemployment rate. So consistently over the last, I believe, 5 years, Canberra has consistently held the lowest unemployment rate in the country. So that's due to the amount of job availability, the assistance with education. So the demand has been there to be able to keep the unemployment rate down, a growing economy and higher incomes. So Study Canberra, I just wanted to bring this one to your attention. So Study Canberra is our study syndicate. So this is a hub that you can go to research a little bit more about Canberra, some options about studying in Canberra, and just sort of to get to know a little bit on what's offered for you. So this is the website where you can go to. So if you type in Study Canberra into your search engine, or you can copy that HTML there, this really is a great site for international students to really sort of learn about perhaps your student visas or learning what other scholarships are available, how to live in Canberra, what's on offer for Canberra. So that's a really great site to go to. So UC at a glance, what is UC all about? So we are known to have state-of-the-art learning facilities with continued investment. So this is continuing to go on. So whether that's you're going into the areas within science or education, there are state-of-the-art classrooms and equipment available for you. We also have great work integrated learning. So a lot of institutions are really employing this idea of work integrated learning, which means that we're really connecting how you're learning and connecting you to the industries that you could potentially be working in. So it's real life, practical based learning that's attached to practical projects and real life projects that assists you and again gains experience for you when you go into that career when you finish your degree. So there's many student placements that are based globally and locally as well, and also includes internships. And at the moment, obviously, we're sort of in this day and age now of online. UC is also offering simulated and virtual internships to assist with our current students. UC has been ranked one of the top universities for earning money while studying. So you can study part-time, work part-time whilst studying. So you can work up to 40 hours per fortnight. And that also means that you can actually work on campus when you're available to travel to Australia, of course. So that's been a really great benefit for a lot of our international students, but also you can work off campus as well, perhaps when it's in one of our thriving hospitality sectors, within retail. There's many part-time jobs available for you when you do study with us. We do offer generous scholarships, and I will go through those details later in the presentation. There's a strong career development support. So we have UC Careers, which I'll go more into detail about what that is about. And our overall undergraduate and postgraduate rate and median income, as you can see below, it sits quite high in comparison to perhaps some other institutions around Australia. So I provided some figures there that really sort of show you what the employment rate is for undergraduate and postgraduate courses in comparison to that medium income. So we actually have higher medium income when you complete an undergraduate or postgraduate degree with UC. And that's all to do with those great initiatives that I've just mentioned before, that work integrated learning and connecting you with industry. So to go over a couple of key points here for UC. So we are based in the top 1% of universities worldwide and is known to be one of the fastest rising universities. So we're only 30 years old. We turned 30 this year. So the University of Canberra was established in 1990. So we are quite a young university. So we are listed in the top 50 young universities in the world, but we have progressed so much based on our level of education and quality education, and also the research that has undergone at the university. We do have in-demand graduates. So our our average percentage for graduate employment rate is sitting at about 89 to 90%. So that really means that you have serious connections to those industries and to job opportunities when you complete your degree with UC. Generous scholarships, again, so we're looking at around 10 to 25% scholarships available for you. Again, I'll go through that in a moment. We are listed as Australia's top 10 universities. So we are actually number 10 in Australia, which is fantastic. And also, again, just reiterating that third year post-study work permit that's available to you. So what's life like at UC? So we do have guaranteed on-campus accommodation when you are able to come study with us face-to-face. So that starts at $144 per week. So we have a range of accommodation, and it's all listed on the heart of campus. So it's only about a 2 to 5 minute walk to all your classes, even quicker if you were to study with us online, and I'll go through that in a moment. But it starts from perhaps a studio apartment to a 2-bedroom apartment, or a 5 to a 9-bedroom apartment. So it's not dormitory style living. You have your own bedroom with your own furnishings, and it's in the heart of where all the cafes, bars, restaurants, grocer is. So that's all just under the main building of the accommodation block for you. So there's walking distance to all those facilities for you. There's also over 80 active academic and social clubs. So if you're wanting to get to know more people that are either studying the same course as you or similar, there are some academic groups that you can join, and they have parties or they have social events. So it's a great way to interact with people. If you're into sports, I know I'm very much into my sports. So there's many sporting clubs that you can join and play sports on the weekends. It might be soccer or football as we might know it. It might be basketball or badminton along the likes. There's usually regular barbecues, concerts and activities. Of course, at the moment, the campus is actually in a COVID safe environment. So we have transitioned to be quite COVID safe and along with our social distancing, but that's not to say that events can't happen for our students, perhaps in a virtual setting. or in a safe manner. But typically it is quite an active campus whilst you're studying, and you can go to these events in between classes or even on the weekends as well. Student support. So there's an abundance of student support available to you, whether it's within the health services, within, if you need help with maybe enrollment, if your study platform is not working. There is a range of student support areas available to you. That is face-to-face if you're on campus, or typically if you're studying online, we have people ready to chat to you within the working hours for you. Okay, I'll just through. So UC careers, what I was talking about before, and what does this mean? So UC is committed to preparing professionals and highly employable graduates that includes you with the right mix of skills and knowledge. So what does that mean? So UC Careers is a dedicated hub for our students, but also for our alumni as well after 12 months after graduating. And it's really an office that assists you with being more employable, helps you with internships, connecting you with community research and industry projects, perhaps undertake some professional mentoring. Again, as I mentioned, offering the simulated and virtual business internships and environments, so connecting with businesses perhaps overseas and online, but also assisting you perhaps for part-time jobs, helping you look for jobs either afterwards. Not that you may not need to use this service so much, because you would be already connected to an abundance of industries when you complete your degree, but it's an additional service that really helps you with finding the right job, how to apply and how to go through the interview process, do a little bit of career planning, and assist you with looking for those graduate programs once you complete. So it's a really great hub that is an additional support to you, where it really focuses on your career, where you want to go, and if you need that additional help. Okay, so studying, let's get into what we do offer. So I'm going to start with the University of Canberra College. So this offers pathways to our students, perhaps within an English perspective, or pathwaying you to your bachelor's or your master's degree. So the college is a joint venture between Navitas and the University of Canberra. So it is a higher education institution. And the University of Canberra College, again, offers those English language programs where you need to work or to help you reach the right academic English level for entry into your bachelor's degree. Additional academic pathway programs, perhaps that might be a diploma program or a pre-master's program. And sometimes also issue some more sort of study tours and additional special English programs. So what does this look like? So if you're a year 12 student, we can go through more of the academics later. You might need to go through a diploma program. If you start a diploma program with the college, this will enable you to go into your second year of your bachelor's degree. So really it's articulating you into your second degree, your second year of your degree. So you're not losing, you're not gaining any more of a duration of your study area. It's the same amount as what you would usually study if you were going direct entry. We also offer a pathway program for perhaps year 11 students, but also the graduate certificate and academic foundations, which is the first 6 months of studying that again brings you into the halfway through your first year of your master's degree. So English language. So we offer up to 45 weeks of English language programs. So typically that starts at $450 per week, but I will have a bit of a scholarship available for you, which I'll go through shortly. So what we typically do is you'll need to, when you apply with the university, you might need to supply evidence of English, where you feel that English level is not sufficient to get into your degree. We will then package ELICOS or English language program with your degree. So say if you obtained an Ielts of 5, we will then issue you up to 20 weeks of English to assist you to get to the right level of English for your bachelor's degree and or diploma. So it's really a great enabling program to increase your skills for English and to help you and make you feel more confident about studying our courses. We also have the International Foundation Studies. I'm not too sure how many of you might require this, but just to quickly go over it, this is about a 12-month program. So it's essentially equivalent to, say, a potential Year 12, an Australian Year 12 degree. So this gains you entry into your first year of a bachelor's degree. So typically, if you're, say, a Year 11 student, that would like to commence a bit earlier and wants to go into a bachelor's degree, we would typically package you with an International Foundation Studies degree. So it's quite affordable, this particular degree. So this program, it's around 23,000 Australian dollars. So it is quite affordable if you were to take this option to sort of kickstart your study experience. Now, our diploma programs, which tend to be one of the more popular programs with the college. So we offer a range of diploma programs, which the duration is up to 8 months. So depending on the study area that you want to go into, we offer a diploma of business, perhaps a diploma of communication, diploma of design, information technology, health and science. So what this does, it enables you to go into your second degree. So it articulates into a range of UC degrees. The Ielts requirement for the diplomas, to commence the diplomas, is an Ielts or equivalent of 5.5 with no band score less than 5.5. Fees can vary between some diplomas, but around the average fee rate is between 24,000 and 26,000, and that's a one-off just for that year, as you're only studying for that 8 months. So I feel that would be a great option for those who need a pathway into a bachelor's degree, because you're not losing, again, you're keeping the same amount of duration. You're actually getting 2 qualifications. You're completing a diploma with the college, and then you also get to complete a UC degree in 2 years going forward. Okay, so English language scholarships, as I mentioned. So we do offer a 10% tuition fee reduction when you study with the University of Canberra College. So this is 10% from your weekly rate when it either alone, if you're studying English on its own, or when you need to package it perhaps with a diploma going into a bachelor's or going into a master's degree. So that's a really great benefit if you're requiring more English. We also have some academic merit scholarships available for those going into a diploma. So those, any Year 12 student who's obtained a GPA of 5 out of 7, and of course we can do the equivalency for your M6, you would then be eligible for 2,500 scholarship going into your nominated diploma. We also have a cultural diversity scholarship. So this is a value of $2,000 going into your diploma as well. So there is a nice range of scholarships available for you going into either your English pathway or going into your diploma pathway. That's also not to say that there aren't scholarships available for UC. There definitely is. So there's some more benefits coming. So looking at what's available from the online perspective for the college. So majority of our diploma pathways are available online if you're looking to commence within the first trimester or first semester at UC. So you can see the list of available programs. Now, I will go into further details about what the online process looks like, but you can study from two units remotely online with the college, which helps kickstart your study experience whilst we are in this stage of borders closure and the COVID scenario going on. So if you wanted to get started, you definitely can. We recommend 2 units to commence with. as it's a really great way just to start, gets you through, starts your diploma, and just sort of gets you ahead from the rest. So if you needed to contact anyone to assist you with this, perhaps if you're wanting to know more, or if you do apply with UC, we do have a range of student support and contact points. We do have a virtual reception that's available to all our students. You can do a drop-in session. We have face-to-face available for our students, perhaps that are on campus, but you can also contact the college through pathways at canberra.edu.au. Of course, Insight will definitely assist you with connecting you with the college. You can also call the lovely staff that are at the college as well. Okay, UC. So we have 5 faculties available. So we have the Faculty of Science and Technology, Faculty of Business, Government and Law, Faculty of Arts and Design, Faculty of Health, and Faculty of Education. And this is usually a point where I like to ask our students that are participating what study areas you are interested in. And I'm sure we can go through a little bit of that after. So I'll go through a majority of the faculties for you to give you a great understanding of what's on offer. So firstly, we have the Arts and Design faculty. So our faculty has highest ratings in a number of areas, particularly within median salary for our communications study area, highest rating in full-time employment for humanities and also creative arts, and also teaching quality within our architecture and built environment. So we have our listed areas of specializations, looking firstly at our undergraduate degrees. So we range from areas within Bachelor of Arts, whether it be in digital media, global studies, which is typically known as international relations. We also have the communications side as well as architecture. So you can see in the undergraduate listing there, the different areas of specialization. You could do a Bachelor of Arts within journalism. You can look at the architecture, perhaps visual communication design. Visual communication design is graphic design. So whilst some areas you would be looking for a course, if you're interested in graphic design, for us it's named visual communication because it is more attractive and the terminology is changing with the industry. So it makes you more employable as well when you've completed visual communication design. It also gives you more breadth in your study area as well, and doesn't sort of keep you closed off in the industry. It gives you more access to the industry and it upskills you further than what a typical graphic design course would do. From our postgraduate, we offer a range within Masters of Architecture, Masters of Communication, and Design Strategies. I want to point out with Master of Communications, we have 2 study streams available. So we have a Master of Communication Strategic, and we have the Master of Communication within Marketing. So it really depends on which side of communications you might be interested in. It really sort of gives you a more specialized area within that particular study area. Another great one is our architecture course. So we are very well known for architecture and the built environment. So we have alumni all over the world and also within Australia that have done some fantastic designs, perhaps it's landscape design or architecture in a range of different areas from commercial and residential, and even product producing as well. So embedded into all our courses, again, is that work integrated learning. So the types of things you would be doing within your degree, again, is the internships and work placements. So that's across all our degrees, not just within the Faculty of Arts and Design courses. A lot of industry engagement. You might be able to go through and do some networking sessions and also some case study analysis. If you're doing, say, an architecture degree or visual communications, what the Faculty of Arts and Design do, they have an exhibition twice a year, and that showcases all the fantastic work that the third-year students have completed, showcases what you do. They invite external stakeholders and businesses to come to the exhibition And that additionally, it helps you connect with the industry a lot more, opens up for more job prospects. So it's a really great celebration of the work that the students have done. In terms of the industry engagement, you can connect with local, national and international organisations, perhaps areas within the public and private sectors, such as the Australian Paralympics Committee. It could be the National Farmers Federation and a range of design agencies. So there we have the top 4 design agencies and advertising agencies within Canberra. We provide you the opportunity to do your work placement with all 4 if you're going through and doing an advertising course or doing marketing or communications. We also connect with some other fantastic areas such as Questacon. So some of you may not know what Questacon is. That's one of our major science museums listed in Canberra. So you would have the opportunity to do perhaps an advertising or marketing project for Questacon, or maybe to some other firms within architecture from a local, national and international standard. So where does these courses take you? What can you be when you complete your degree with UC? This is an example, just a short example of what you could be when you complete your degree with UC. You could become a communications manager, a design consultant, an architect, site manager, brand manager, become an international project manager or building scientist. This is just to name a few career opportunities available to you. Okay, business, government and law, a faculty that is very close to my heart. I also studied at the business, government and law faculty doing my business degree, so definitely love this area. So again, the business, government and law faculty offer you some of the best outcomes in terms of quality of education and integrated learning. We're #1 in Australia for postgraduate law and also has a 5-star for starting salary. So we have quite a high employment rate, sitting at 93% for undergraduate and postgraduate degrees, which is fantastic. So our areas of specialisation, so you can study anything from accounting to international business management, marketing from that business perspective rather than communications perspective, event and tourism management, entrepreneurship and innovation if you want to become a business leader or a business owner. So some flagship degrees that are listed there, of course, is the Bachelor of Business Management and International Business. So the way our degrees work is you could complete a Bachelor of Business and then you will be able to select your specialisation. So you could do a Bachelor of Business with marketing or a Bachelor of Business in Human Resource Management. We then have the Bachelor of Commerce, again, where you can select a specialisation. That could be a Bachelor of Commerce in Financial Planning or Sociology and Economic Policy. So these are some really great fundamental areas that you can study within the business and financial area. Our postgraduate, so our key degrees within this area is our MBA, our Business Administration course, also our International Business or Marketing Management. Now, one thing to point out is you will be able to see there is the Master of Business Administration and Master of Business Administration Plus. The difference between these two courses is the MBA is a 1.5-year course. Now, this is available to students who have studied a degree previously in a business area and also have 2 years work experience. If you have not studied a business degree, perhaps you've been in an IT area or studied an IT course previously and wanting to go and do an MBA, we offer the Masters of Business Administration Plus. This is a 2-year course. You don't need work experience and you don't need a relative bachelor's degree for entry into this course. So this gives you more opportunity to upskill yourself, perhaps if you're looking to move into the private sector or climb up within the public sector as well. And it also assists with obtaining that 3rd year post-study working permit as well. So that's something to keep in mind. Again, we offer all the work integrated learning and industry engagement opportunities. with business, there is a wide range you can go into. It's not sort of typically going into your your private and public sectors. You can go into tourism or farming industries, small and medium enterprises, even in tertiary education if you wanted to. So it's really connecting you with a wide range of areas in terms of your career prospects. Education. So we are very well known for our education courses. We have been so for 30 years. So this particular area goes through everything to do with early childhood and primary education. Looking at perhaps some creative arts or the STEM side, so you can have a specialization or a specific teaching area when you study either of these courses. Our more popular one in the undergraduate side would be the early childhood and primary education. So all our education bachelor's degrees are 4 years. Throughout every year, you have access to practical placement. So you'll be going a lot in the field, going into Canberra schools, learning different characteristics and behaviours of children. And then within your, I believe your 3rd and 4th year, that's when you really start to take over and do a placement within a classroom where you might do take over a classroom yourself, work on some projects, learn the report writing and the assessment side of things as well. So it really gives you a hands-on experience when you go through an education course from an undergraduate perspective. From the masters, we offer a range of areas within education studies, or if you're wanting to go to more of a higher executive level, perhaps principal or work in the tertiary sector, perhaps as a lecturer, or you'll become your way as a professor. We also have a master's of primary teaching and secondary teaching. So again, that's where you really hone in on those specializations from a master's perspective. But also a very special degree is also the Masters of TESOL in Foreign Language Teaching. Now, this is a fantastic course, 2-year course for those who are wanting to upskill and become an English language teacher. If you wanted to work in a range of areas within businesses to become maybe a translator, you can work in NGOs. So this course has been running at UC for quite a long time. Because it is so popular, it can take you almost anywhere. And it really upskills you, perhaps in the English side of things, becoming an English language teacher or a foreign language teacher as well. So that's a really fantastic course if you are considering going down that pathway. As I mentioned, same thing, work integrated learning. You have up to 120 days of practical placement embedded into your teaching area courses. So that's fantastic. So like I mentioned, you're really getting a hands-on and practical experience. Field trips, case studies, you have mentors available to you if you need it. Access to workshops and conferences as well. And you do get to go and work in the primary and secondary school areas, perhaps also in the education departments in Canberra too. Okay, health. So our flagship faculty for the university is actually health. So we have a fantastic range of allied health programs for those that are interested in those areas, whether it be nursing or psychology. So you can see our employment rate is really high in the undergraduate and postgraduate side. So sitting at almost pretty much 100% for our undergraduate courses. So that just shows the level of access to industry we have available. So as you can see, we have the highest rating of full-time employment for our nursing students and also our psychology students. And we also have a UC hospital on campus, which I'll take you through. In terms of the specializations, so there is quite a wide range of allied health available for you. As I mentioned, nursing, but also within the public health side as well, which tends to be a lot more on trend now that we've experienced a year of pandemic. So those that are looking to upskill themselves within the public health sector, that's definitely made available to you. Other areas, perhaps occupational therapy, physiotherapy, and exercise physiology and rehabilitation for those who have experienced sporting injuries or need that rehabilitation. going back into the workplace after a severe injury. So just to go through our postgraduate areas again, so really our flagship degrees there are the pharmacy, the public health, and the occupational therapy. Okay, science and tech. For those anyone interested within the IT and technology side. So in this particular area, we have an enormous amount of specializations, anything within data science to cybersecurity to sustainability, and then also going to the science side of things, the environmental science and applied ecology. So you can see a list of our fantastic flagship degrees. Typically our Bachelor of Information Technology and our Engineering in Network and Software Engineering course tend to be our more popular ones. And then from a postgraduate perspective, we have our Master of Data Science and our Masters of Engineering and Information Technology and Systems. So these are all 2-year courses, again, get you access into industry. We have quite a large ICT industry listed in Canberra. So you have fantastic practical placement in areas perhaps that might be working with Microsoft, might be with IBM, just to name a few within Canberra. And again, the 2-year goes through for the post-study working as well. Okay, scholarships, because I know we're pushing for time here. So some scholarships that are available for you. So when you apply with the University of Canberra, we assess you automatically for these 2 main scholarships available. So we have the 10% International Merit Scholarship, which is based off your Year 12 course if you're going into a bachelor's degree. So that's if you achieve a 70% or higher from your Year 12. If you're going into a master's degree, we assess you based from your bachelor's degree with a 65% or higher. Again, this is automatically applied when you obtain your offer letter. You don't need to apply for this, this particular scholarship. We also have a high achievers scholarship. So we have the 20% scholarship available for you. This is for if you're going into a bachelor's degree, 85% or higher, or from your bachelor's into a master's, that's 80%. So these are 2 fantastic, great scholarships. Remember the scholarships that I mentioned about the college. So if you got an ELICOS 10% scholarship, and if you got either a cultural diversity or their merit scholarship of $2,500, we'll also provide you from UC's perspective, either the 10% or the 20% scholarship. So you could typically be eligible for 3 scholarships if you applied with the university, going into your ELICOS, your diploma course, and then either your bachelor's or your master's degree. So there's some fantastic initiatives available there for you, benefits. Just a few things on the entry requirements for our Thai students. So if you're going into a foundation course and you haven't completed your M6, you'll need to go into a foundations, you just need to complete or have successful completion of your M5 with a GPA of 2.2. If you're going into a diploma and you'd like to apply for a bachelor's degree, you'll need successful completion of your secondary or your M6 with a GPA of 2.0 or above. Of course, they'll require English language requirements or tests. So for those IELTS equivalent of 5.5. From the undergraduate, obviously complete your UCC diploma program for entry into your 2nd year of your bachelor's degree. For those that might be interested in going into a master's program, you'll need completion of an Australian equivalent bachelor's degree leading into that master's, and the IELTS for that one would be a 6.5 with no band score less than 6. IELTS requirements might be slightly higher if you're looking at going into an education course or perhaps an allied health course such as nursing or physio. Our intake periods for University of Canberra, we have semester 1, which is February, and semester 2, which is August. And then for the college, we have trimesters, so that would be a February, June, and October intake. Just for applying for admission, it's very, very easy. You can apply with the university. Obviously, you can apply with Insight Education. They can definitely assist you along the way with submitting your application, as well as helping you with your visa application. But of course, we have flexible arrangement based off your results. If you have pending results, if your qualifications have been delayed due to this year. So we'll take forecasted or pending results as long as those final results are submitted before the census date of your intake you will commence with. Typically, confirmation of enrollments or COEs are not needed to study for online, but obviously it is required when you're applying for a student visa. Just a little bit on our COVID response. ACT has been one of the least impacted states or territories by COVID. We've had a fantastic response. We haven't had any cases for over almost 100 days now and counting. So we have transitioned to a COVID safe community. For 2021, our tuition fees have been frozen, so we are not increasing our fees for next year. Offering a wide range of virtual classes to assist you to get started. And of course, we're actively looking at the social advantages. So we're linking students with their peers from Australia and around the world. So that's an initiative that we have not stopped doing. We've just started to do that more virtually now. So just a quick update for the available courses online. I've already mentioned the diploma-based courses. From an undergraduate perspective, we're offering IT, commerce, business, accounting, and the built environment areas. You can study from 2 to 4 units online before transitioning to Australia once borders open up. So this is a really great idea to start your study. If you're not comfortable with studying online, it's good to start at least just 2 units, kick off that experience, and then you're well on your way and you haven't delayed your study plan. From the postgraduate, we're offering IT and systems, business informatics, communications, data science, TESOL, our MBAs, both MBAs, our professional accounting, marketing management, international business, and human resource management. So that is a massive range of master's programs available for you to start online as of February next year. So if you are interested and you want to get started, you can definitely start online. Okay, I will skip this part. We'll go through. If you are interested in looking at what the online study platform looks like, we can go through a little bit of it in the Q&A afterwards. So I can show you that a little bit later. So just remember, when you study at UC, you study with confidence. So we're offering a wide range of scholarships. Remember, that's with the college and with the university. There's no increase to fees in 2021. We also have a no risk acceptance policy right now. So if you are applying for an online course and you're also applying for your student visa, getting things ready for when borders open up, in the case that your visa is not successful, you will be eligible for a full refund if you like. And that's part of our refund policy as well. So in the case that your visa is unsuccessful due to a range of reasons, you are eligible up to a full refund with UC. So that's a really great initiative and it shows how flexible we are during this hard time for everyone. If you have some questions that isn't answered here today, you can go onto our website and it's all about our online office for international students that are located overseas. So this is another great platform on our website that you're able to go to if you needed to come back to it and have some more questions answered. If you needed to show perhaps parents or family members that might have questions themselves, we do have a dedicated area on our website. And I can definitely flow that through to Cameron from Insight to send to you as well. A little bit on English language. We understand it's been a tough year for a lot of people and where you need to take an English language test. If testing centres are not available to you, we will take an Ielts indicator, the TOEFL home edition, and also Duolingo English test. That's only for the college courses. Of course, if testing centres and things are open, then of course you're eligible to take that, either the Ielts test itself or equivalent. But just to let you know, we are flexible, and in the case you go through perhaps another shutdown and those services aren't available to you, we will still accept different tests. So to conclude, if you needed to contact me at any time for a few more questions, of course, here is my email address. You're more than welcome to email me anytime. I definitely encourage you to follow us on Facebook. So we have the University of Canberra International Facebook page to stay up to date with anything that's happening within Canberra, but also at UC. And of course, we are partnered with Insight, so definitely use them to assist you with your application for any other questions you might have about your course, about fees, about Canberra, but also to assist you with your visa application.